All right, guys, getting ready to ship out a order to PSA starting tomorrow morning. So wanted to get a video recorded here of all the cards I'm sending out for grading. Just because I want to have a record of it, video documentation of every card I send out, showing the condition, and also I thought some other people might be interested in seeing them as well. So I've got 20 cards here. I've got more cards in the mail that I'm waiting on. So I've got another order that will be going out soon because I've got some cards that for sure need to get out and get graded soon. But we'll get right into it. I'll let you know what I think the grades might be. And again, if you watched any of my other videos, I am new to sending cards in for grading, so I'm not necessarily great at this, but just based on other cards I've seen go up for auction or be graded by PSA, that's where I'm basing my guesses from. So first card, got a Nolan Ryan 1971 Topps, really good shape. If it weren't for the centering, I would say this is going to be a 7 or an 8, would be my guess. But because of the centering issues, left to right, my guess is that it's going to be a 6 or 7. Or maybe it'll be a 7-8 and they give it a miscut designation on there. So that's the first one. Again, super clean. And the back also is very clean. You can see I've got them all packaged up and ready to go into the box. I just decided to shoot this video first. So next one, Roberto Clemente 1971 Topps. Again, I'm thinking a 6 or a 7 based on the corner wear down here. Otherwise, super clean looking card. Really excited to see how those two come back as 71s because I know 71s are tough. Next, we got a 1973 Bob Gibson. Really sharp. If it weren't for centering and this tiny little print issue, I would think this might have a chance at an 8 or a 9. I don't know, 7 or 8 is probably more realistic, is my guess. It is super sharp. I just don't know how badly they're going to ding that print issue and centering. But super clean card. One little corner spot here. Otherwise, all of the corners are really sharp. Next, we have a 1967 Bob Gibson. My guess on this one is conservatively a 5 or a 6. A little bit of a print line that goes all the way down here. Hard to see. And a little print dot here. Otherwise, centering left to right and top to bottom are off just a little bit, but not too bad. And the back is decent. A little bit of a fold in the corner on the card there, but overall, pretty good looking card. My guess is a 5 or a 6. When I say the 5 or 6 or whatever grades I give you, the lower one is what I think is worst case scenario and the higher one is what I'm hoping for. So next we got a Bob Gibson 1960. I'm hoping for a 4 or a 5. Pretty good shape. A little bit of rounded corners, otherwise pretty good. Back is clean. Corners are a little rounded on some and a little soft on others. Another Bob Gibson 1965 this time. This one's really sharp. I'm going to guess, I'm going to hope for a 7 or an 8, but I'm guessing 6 or 7. I'm sure they'll find something to ding as well as the centering. Otherwise, it's a super sharp card. Moving on from Bob Gibson, we got Carl Yastrzemski, 1974. This card is really sharp. I'm guessing a 7 or an 8 based on how clean it is. It is so clean, so sharp. Carl Yastrzemski, 1967. This one's not quite as clean as the last one, but it's still pretty darn good. I'm guessing 6 or 7 on this one. You can see it's really clean front and back overall, but I know they're tough on cards. So We got a Sandy Koufax strikes out 15 card. A little bit of a mark up here. I didn't notice before, but a little bit of a mark. Otherwise, super crisp. Centering's not great. This is on the outside here, but overall, pretty good shape card. I was gonna guess 6 or 7, but now that I see this, I'm gonna say probably more like a 5 or a 6. And the shape, the cut is a little bit of a diamond cut. It's not perfectly squared. Next, we got a 68 Willie Stargell. My guess is a 7 or an 8. I think worst case scenario is a 6, but it's really clean looking, front and back. I'm thinking 7 or 8. Whoops, I'm off camera a little bit here, but thinking 7 or 8 is my guess. If they want to be really hard on it, maybe a 6. Got a Jim Kelly rookie. Centering is really good, but not perfect. So I'm thinking front and back corners are really sharp. My guess is an 8. Hoping for a 9, but my guess is an 8. Next, we got a 74 Dave Parker. This one is really, really sharp. Honestly, I think it might do better than 7 or 8, but I'm guessing 7 or 8. I don't know. It's super clean. It is super clean. I'm hoping for at least a 7 or 8. Fergie Jenkins is the next one we've got here. 1969 Fergie Jenkins. This one is really clean as well. I'm thinking 8 or 9 on the Fergie Jenkins. Very clean card. Very, very minor flaws that I can find. Next, we got a 75 Robin Yount. This one came in the mail a little bit worse shape than I thought it was. When I bought it, I thought it would be 7 or 8. Now I think it's probably a 6. If they want to be really mean, it'll be a 5. This Kurt Flood, again, this one didn't look quite as good in person as it did on the stream. I'm thinking 4 or 5. Originally, I thought it'd be a 5 or a 6, but not quite as clean as I thought it was when I bought it. Still, overall, really good for how old it is, though. Now I got a 58 Musial. I'm guessing a 5 or a 6 on this one. It's really clean. If they want to be really nice, I could see it getting a 7. But oh, never mind. I forgot. This one has a slight wrinkle on the back. It does not come through to the front, but it does have a wrinkle on the back. So my guess is this one's going to be a 4 or 5 because I forgot about that wrinkle. So 4 or 5. We got Mantle, Maze, and Killebrew on one card. This is a sweet card. I'm guessing a 3 or 4. It's a little bit rough. This is another one not as good a shape as I thought it was when I was bidding, but thinking 3 or 4 is realistic. AL Bombers. When I bought it, another one, I thought it was going to be a 4 or 5. Now that I see it, it's probably going to be a 3. Might be a 2. It's a lot more rough than I thought, but still want to get it graded so it doesn't get dinged up anymore. And again, another card that came in looking worse than I thought it was. This is 4 or 5 is my guess. My guess is 4 is much more likely. I don't think it has much of a shot at a 5. But a 59 Hank Aaron All-Star. And then the last one is the Crown Jewel. We've got a 66 Mickey Mantle. This bad boy is crispy and clean. The only thing is the guy I bought it from, I think, pinched it into the one touch. So there's a little mark on it on the front, which I do not believe was there when I bought it. But I'm still hoping it gets at least a 5 or a 6. honestly, it's so clean. Otherwise, I think it could get a 7, but we'll see. It is so clean. If it weren't for that ding, it'd be getting a 7 or an 8, I think, all day. But that wraps up what I'm sending out to PSA tomorrow in the mail. I will update you guys when they come back with the grades, and look for another video when I figure out what is going to be going out in my next shipment later. Probably next week, probably a week from now, I'll do the next one just to try to wait for a bunch of cards to come in the mail. But otherwise, if you enjoyed it, please like the video. Please subscribe. I've been trying to get a lot more consistent with posting videos here, and I plan to keep doing that as I buy stuff, send stuff in for grading or whatever. Mail days, that was a fun video for me to do. So keep your eye out for more videos. Thanks for stopping by.